All right, it's 7:26. Coach Blaise Fagiano is on this morning to talk about the senior player, Nick Woodman, who's been invited to participate in Pro Day at Fordham University after an NFL scout's interest. Pretty interesting. And good morning, Coach. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me, guys.
That's a pretty nice story on this Nick Woodman.
You know, it's I've coached 23 years, and I haven't had a player in 23 years get invited by pro scouts to go to a official NFL Pro Day. You know, they have NFL Pro Days where kids will pay.
Right.
Where any kids can go and pay, and there's lots of kids. And that's different where, you know, each of, like, the colleges throughout the country, in New York, obviously UB, Fordham, Syracuse, Albany, may have a Pro Day depending on the type of talent they might have. And then each college is different on whether they'll let other athletes in.
Yeah.
So Fordham was nice enough where at Fordham, not only their athletes, but there's some from Albany, Colgate.
Wow.
They allowed Nick to be able to come to their combine. They just needed some pro scouts to call them to tell them that they wanted to see him, which happened, which was great. So
that's
all really felt.
Reminds me, Coach, of the day when I was a young kid. I was 15 years old, and I paid $500 to have my song copyrighted because they said I was a great songwriter. Meanwhile...
Did they offer to give you drawing lessons as well?
Yeah. And, I was an artist, too, for $1,000. So
this is nothing like that.
This is the beauty of this is...
Not exactly.
The beauty of this is this is an invite. I mean, this is the real deal. I mean, that's really big.
Now, Coach, can you tell... Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, answer your question.
I was just wondering, Coach, if you can tell us or if you have any knowledge of what teams maybe showed interest.
Oh no, I can tell you now. You know, at Utica College in person to meet with Nick, watch film, and talk to him, and to ask me. Pretty much every scout asked me the same dozen questions, which was great because to talk to young people.
Yeah.
Every question I was ever asked about Nick was about character, academics, and family. Because they wouldn't be talking to me if they didn't think he could do it athletically. It had nothing to do with that.
Interesting.
You know? And it's just nice for folks to hear that are listening.
Yeah.
And, Denver Broncos, the Buffalo Bills, the Atlanta Falcons, the Washington Redskins, they were all, on campus, And then, which I've never had that. I've never had an NFL scout on the campus.
Wow.
And then we had, other inquiries from, like, the Lions and the Vikings and, and I'm probably missing some teams, but there were,
hopefully Green Bay. The Green Bay is my team.
We sent his information to Green Bay, where my good friend in coaching, Brian Angelico, local product, is now the tight ends coach there, and we sent his information there as well. So this will be important. The reason why he first got on the radar is that last year in the spring at Colgate, at 228 pounds and all of 6'5", okay. And, he ran 2.46 40 times.
Wow.
And so that got a lot of people's attention at that point. And the message was, you've got to have a dominant senior year, and you've got to put some weight on because he's thin to be a defensive end at that level.
Yeah.
So Nick, came into camp at 240 and dominated his senior year. It was a D3Football.com All-American, and had 13 sacks this year and was a force in our conference. And so today he's going down there. He's going to be in that. He lost some weight through the season, but he's over 240. And, they're going to run him through all your typical things you'd see if you're watching the NFL Combine. The pro agility, the L drill, the 40-yard dash, the vertical jump, the bench test. And then they'll run him through some drills. We're curious to see if they're going to make him do some linebacker drills. We really think where Nick's potential is really as a D end.
Yeah.
That could pass drop sometimes if you want him to, more so than maybe being a full-time linebacker, and then he could be a dynamite special teams player.
Wow.
And all he's hoping to do is do well enough today to get an invite to a rookie camp, which would be any kid's dream.
Wow. And
and what's great? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying this is not only great for Nick, but this is great for your program.
Well, a local young man, and you talk about developing, and trusting in the system. He came in all of 190 pounds, Proctor High School, 10 sacks at a great high level of high school football, and then developed himself as a young man. You know, if you told me he was going to be a captain when he was a freshman, I'd probably laugh.
Right.
You know, and not only was a captain, but was a strong leader. You know, and those are the things that's great when they want to call and they're call. Hey, is he graduating on time? Yes. You know, does he have plans after graduation? Yes. He already has a paid internship with Cap V. They love him there. They may potentially hire him there when he's done. He has all his ducks in a row academically. You know, he's a captain. He's worked for the Utica Chamber of Commerce. He's got quite the resume.
Yeah.
And that's what they're looking for is besides the speed and those things are the intangibles. And it's interesting. No matter what the level is, that's what separates the kids that make it and the ones that don't.
Yeah, very.
Or the ones that have the work ethic and the character and those intangibles.
Coach, you said that this was the first time during your tenure that an NFL scout had been on campus. Does this mean that they may come every year now moving forward?
I don't think, again, no discredit to my guy. I don't think they'll be on campus next year based upon the pool of teams.
Yep.
You know, but they've already called me, and they've called me earlier. You know, so as Bill was saying, does that get you on the radar? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know? We actually have our kicker. It may play arena football somewhere. Tom Woodburn, he was a first-team All-American.
That's cool.
He doesn't have the leg strength to kick off in the NFL, but he led the country in field goals per game and was an All-American. So the Utica College name is out there, and it's credit to our kids and our coaches.
And speaking of leg strength, we want to thank you for participating in the Heart Radiothon, the Treadmill Challenge, because you exhibited great leg strength in that as well.
I walked very fast for 60 minutes. Our athletic director, who's like a 27-year Boilermaker guy, as you guys were talking about, the Boilermaker today, Dave Fontaine, he ran the whole time. So I have to give credit where credit's due, although I think I may have raised a little more money for being competitive.
You did.
It's all about being competitive, right?
That's right.
What is the goal? Coach, again, thanks for coming on. This is great, and we're excited to follow where this goes for Nick.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Take care.
Thank you. That's great. Isn't that that's pretty awesome?
So exciting.
I think the kid's a little too clean cut for Buffalo, to be honest with you, because they only like thugs and criminals.
Rex Ryan will see him and say, "Oh wow, you're fast.
Yeah, you're fast.
What's that? Good grades in an internship?
No, and you haven't been arrested? No troubles? We don't want you. Hold on tight. We'll come right back. Christine with news next on WIBX.